You're listening to the British Baseball Podcast. Hello, baseball fans. Matthew here, and welcome into another edition of the British Baseball Podcast. This week's episode is another This Month in British Baseball History, and as we're in February, we'll be focusing on February. Whilst I've done a fair bit of research on this topic, these history episodes wouldn't be possible without the hard work of real journalists like Josh Chetwynd, Harvey Sahker, who've both got superb books out on the subject. I'm not forgetting those that have been doing this game for years: Gabriel Fidler from Extra Innings UK, Joe Gray at Project Cobb, and Matt Smith too. I'm not going to sit here and read you page after page of other people's work because that's just not right. But instead, I have used some of the books for reference for dates and for the event names, and the rest I've tried to work out on my own. As you probably guessed, with the sport being around since the 1890s, February is a bit of a dry month for British baseball, so all that time that's passed, not really much has happened, so you'll excuse me if some of this feels a bit fleshed out. But, you know, if you use this podcast for doing your runs like I know some of you do, this won't be a marathon or a 10K one. This will be more of your warm-up and your sprint type of show. So we're going to start off in 1890, and the 10th of February to be exact. A chap called Morton Betts, who is the honorary secretary of the National League, appeals to professional football clubs to form baseball clubs. Now, who is Morton Betts? I hear you ask. Good questions, people. Betts was an amateur association footballer and cricketer. His most notable moment came when he scored the only goal in the 1872 FA Cup final for the Wanderers, not the Bolton Wanderers, as we know they're the only Wanderers in football, but just a team called the Wanderers, which were down south. The first final of the tournament, which was the 1872 FA Cup final, and the goal was a relatively simple tap-in, and it came as a result of a fella called Walpole Vidal, who sounds like a current-day footballer, successfully dribbling through the Royal Engineers' defence and just knocking it over to him for a simple tap-in. His sporting career would also feature first-class cricket appearances for Middlesex, with just one match, and Kent County Cricket Club's 2 matches. He played club cricket for a variety of sides, including Harrow Wanderers, Incogniti, and Band of Brothers, a side closely associated with the Kent County Club, as well as for Essex County Cricket Club in 1884, before they became the first-class county team. He was secretary for Essex between 1887 and 1890, before resigning to take up a post of secretary of the newly formed British Baseball Association. 1914, a number of charity games were held during the World War, and these drew crowds between 20,000 and 30,000 people at Wembley Stadium and the White City. At Stamford Bridge on Thursday, the 26th of February, 25,000 people saw a game between the New York Giants and the Chicago White Sox, and King George V was present with the US ambassador sat to explain the points of the games to him. Chicago won an 11-inning game, 5-4. The conditions were far from ideal for baseball, but the crowd was impressed by the standard of the outfielding and under such naff conditions, which the British had become accustomed to. These games were well covered by the US press, and the general verdict was that baseball was better means of encouraging friendship between the UK and the USA, and that's why that was held, more of a diplomatic approach there. Now, from 1914, we fire straight up to 1996. I told you this was a bit of a slim month. Saturday the 3rd, the GB senior team started their quest for the European B-Pool Championships, with 5 GB coaches and 35 candidates for the squad participating in the first practice held in an indoor facility in Birmingham, with focus on conditioning and fundamentals. 2014, on the 5th, Great Britain Baseball announces the appointment of Glenn Robertson as the new general manager for the men's national team. And now flash forwarding to more recent events, 2020, first baseman Zach Stroman signs for the Hamburg Steelers in Germany, leaving the London Mets for the Benz Baseball Bundesliga club. And that wraps up February. I told you it would be a quick one. So if you've got any key events or any events or players of note are periods of time that you want me to look at for future episodes, please submit them through the usual channels. You can see me on the social medias at BritBaseballPod, or you can email the show britishbaseballpodcast@gmail.com. And if you find something that I've missed and you think it's worth a shout out or a mention, again, just let me know and I'll recap it in the next month's episode. And finally, don't forget to like and review where you can and share the show with your friends. And if you can head over to buymeacoffee.com/BritBaseballPod, you can help with a little donation there towards the show. These months, next few weeks worth of episodes are going to be brought to you from the kind hearts of Telford Baseball Club, thanks to Tom, Carlos Holder of the Manchester Grassroots Football Podcast, and James Fassett, aka Shutout Cards. With their kind donations, that's pretty much covered me for my Zoom package for the next month, so I can do some decent and in-depth interviews with people amongst the British baseball community. And that's me. Have a great weekend. Again, sorry this has been a short one. It's not been the best of weeks, so I just wanted to get some content out for you on this Monday. And until next time, see you around. Bye.